On the average, I receive at least 100 messages per day. If there's this one message I receive literally every single day, a lot of people are asking, is it possible to combine results to secure a visa? And what's the good news? Yes. There are four countries accepting combination of results: United States of America, United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. So, if ever you're unfortunate enough that you were not able to get the required band score in your first attempt, nothing to worry. When you take another examination, you can use two or sometimes multiple results to apply for a visa. So, let's begin with the United States of America. When I started teaching IELTS in 2006, USA already accepted combination of results. So I cannot tell you for now when they started to accept this one, but rest assured, it's going on for 14 years already. For those watching this video, it's 2020. So, United States of America requires you to get a 7 in speaking and 6.5 overall band score. But what if after your first IELTS, you got 7 in speaking, but your overall band is just 6.0? It doesn't mean you passed, but it doesn't mean you failed. Now that you're able to get 7 in speaking, what is your next objective? In the next examination, even if you don't get a 7 in speaking, for as long as your overall band score is 6.5, then you are safe. You're one step closer to the United States of America. Now, some people are asking, what about the grace period? US does not care. As long as both results are still valid, you can submit the two results to the embassy. So, that's a good news. You can use two results if you're going to the United States of America. The next country accepting combination of results, New Zealand. So, New Zealand Nursing Council. So, I'm specifying it's only the nurses going to New Zealand that can use combination of results in visa application. So, New Zealand Nursing Council requires the applicants to get 7 in all 4 subtests. Now, what if after your first IELTS, you got 7 in listening being the easiest of all the subtests? It's just that you were not able to get 7 in reading, writing, and speaking. Don't worry. You can still use this result because you have a 7 in one subtest. So, in your next examination, you focused on reading, writing, and speaking, but you did not practice listening anymore. So, what grades did you get in your second attempt? It's 6.5 in listening. That's fine because you're already safe in listening. Reading, writing, and speaking all went up, but it's just speaking that reached 7. What's the good news? This result is useful because you have a subtest with 7. It's just that if you look at your 2 results so far, you still don't have a 7 in reading and writing. That's why on your third attempt, you focused on reading and writing, and what grades did you get? Here we go. Listening went down to 6. But that's fine because you're already safe in listening. Reading and writing both went up. It's just that only reading reached 7. On your third attempt, writing is still lower than 7. But what about speaking? Initially, you got 7, but now, how come it went down to 5.5? The problem basically, you're very talkative, but you're not responsive to the question. Say for instance, the question is, tell me something about the most recent park that you have visited. And then you responded, North Park Restaurant. Imagine North Park Restaurant is not responsive to the question. You might be talkative, but since you're not answering the question, say hello to 5.5. Well, as they say, 1 is enough. 2 is too much. 3 is the reason to kill. But what if it's your 4th attempt already? As they say it in the Philippines, bisyo na to. On your 4th IELTS, you only focused on writing, and what grade did you get on your 4th examination? 1 in listening. That means to say you failed to transfer the answers to the answer sheet. What about reading? You were so sleepy at the start of the subtest, you fell asleep. When you woke up, it's the end of the reading subtest. You are not able to answer even just a single question. 1 in reading. On writing, finally, after your 4th attempt, you were able to get 7. Now, speaking, 1. You might be wondering, how can someone get 1 in speaking? Well, imagine this situation. The night before the examination, you performed in a concert, and then you were the lead singer of a band, and you rendered 12 sets of 12 songs each. So, singing 144 songs in one night, songs from AGs or Metallica or Slapshot, made you virtually mute the next day. So you responded using sign language. But don't worry. Don't be afraid. After 4 attempts, now you have 7 in all 4 subtests. Welcome to New Zealand. My only concern, if you do it this way, this is an expensive option. Why? Because that means that you pay 11,300 pesos every time you take the test. So if you take the examination 4 times, that's roughly 44,000 pesos. As compared to America, New Zealand wants you to get 7 in all 4 subtests within 12 months. So New Zealand has a specific window period, but USA just needs you to get 7 in speaking, 6.5 overall band score as long as both results are still valid. The third country accepting combination, it's the country down under. That's Australia. So, NMBA, Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. Clarification, you're not a nurse, then combination won't work for you in Australia. Australia, as I've mentioned earlier, requires the nurses to get 7 in all 4 subtests. What if after your first attempt, you got 7 in listening, 7 in reading, a 7 in speaking, but unfortunately your writing is just 6.5? You can only use this result for combination if the lowest in any subtest is 6.5. But if you get 6 or lower in any subtest, unfortunately, you cannot use this for combination. Australia needs you to get the required band score in all 4 subtests, not in 12 months, not in 2 years, but only within 6 months. So make sure after 6 months, after your first attempt, 1 minute, this is live. At least you know it's not scripted. There might be some technical difficulties, but that's part of it. So, in the next 6 months, you have to get a 7 in writing because that's where you failed to get a 7 before. So now that you have 7 in listening, reading, writing, speaking, you can use these 2 results when you go to Australia. But what did I mention earlier? You cannot get 6 or lower in any subtest. That's why you still need to get at least 6.5 in the other components even if you already got a 7 before. What's one of the most popular destinations for nurses? The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So, what's the requirement in UK? 7 in listening, 7 in reading, 6.5 in writing, a 7 in speaking, and a 7 overall band score. Take note, this is the only one which is red, not blue, because it's not the required band score. Like Australia, UK wants you to get the required band score within 6 months. So, in your next examination, you have to get a 7 in speaking. But kindly take note of the other subtests as well, because your overall band must be 7. If your overall band is lower than 7, you cannot use it for combination. So, in your second attempt, what if you got 7 in listening, 6.5 in reading, still 6.5 in writing, but for the subtest where you failed to get a 7 before, now it's a 7, then you can use this when you apply for UK NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council. So I hope that this short video will help you in your visa application. At least you don't get to throw certain IELTS results because they can still be useful provided that they fall within the grace period being mentioned or implemented by these countries. So thank you for listening. In our videos in the future, we're going to discuss more of speaking and writing considered to be most challenging for IELTS examinees. Now, I'd like to tell you, not necessarily good luck, but God bless in your IELTS examination. Thank you for watching.